Everything we do here at James Project focuses on caring for vulnerable women and children because we believe that's the call that God has placed on every one of us as Christians.
Hey, we are back with an April update. It's already April. I can't believe it, but I know, crazy. And we're here with Tiffany today. Brian has other commitments today, so sorry if you can hear my dog growling. She would like to be sitting with me, but how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. I hope it's warm there.
It has been. I just got back from Guatemala, so it's a little cool compared to there. It is definitely the hot season in Guatemala right now.
Yeah, yeah. It was nice here today, but we're supposed to get like 7 inches of snow this week or more.
That's so wrong on so many levels. That's so wrong.
I know, right? We had 2 feet a couple of weeks ago, weekend. So,
No.
yeah, I know. That's gone. But anyway, what's going on in Guatemala for April?
Well, we just got off of Holy Week, which is the week before Easter that they celebrate down there, which is a lot of vacations. They have mandatory vacation time during Holy Week. Everything is shut down Thursday and Friday. There's no classes. So everybody's just coming off of vacation time. Something interesting about Guatemala, though, Christians don't celebrate Easter down there. It is separated in Guatemala, Catholic and Christian, and Catholics celebrate Easter, so Christians do not. So it's an interesting dynamic, but everybody gets the vacation. So they're all back to work today, which is, I mean, some of them said they came back tired and sick because they just played too hard over the weekend. So vacation there is a lot like spring break, or not spring break in that form, but they're busy and traveling and things like that. So we're glad to have everybody back. So we had that. Something we're celebrating too is over the last couple of weeks, we've had about, I believe it's 18 kids come to the Lord and give their lives to the Lord, which is absolutely incredible. A lot of them have happened in home devotions or without teams there, and teams are wonderful, but sometimes the response that we see is out of excitement, out of emotion, and I mean, and it can be very real. But these 18, a lot of these kids have been there a long time, and we're seeing them come to the Lord, and it's something they haven't done. They may have been there 4 years, 6 years. One girl's been there 8 years, and she gave her life to the Lord. So we are praising God for that, and we feel like something's happening. The Spirit is moving, and it's something we've prayed for a long time. We always pray for, and we're believing that we'll see more. So please pray with us.
That's great.
We also just last week launched a new website. So we've redone it, and I encourage everybody to take a look at jamesproject.org. It's relaunched with some of our new messaging, some of the new direction we're going, and some of the new things that are happening. So please check that out. We also we purchased one car already this year, and we're purchasing our second car. We're picking it up tomorrow, which we're excited about as our population has grown and the number of court appearances has grown and the number of local outreaches with Redeemed and with the pastors, that just keeps multiplying. We've been tight on cars with the 2 vans, and then we have our old van, but it's been tough to schedule everything. So these 2 cars will allow us to be a lot more active and do a lot more ministry. So we're excited about that, and protect the vans for longer term as well, protect all of our cars for longer term. So we're very excited that God's blessed us with those. So thank you to those who have contributed to that. We appreciate it. Upcoming during this month, we are working towards the pickleball tournament. It's actually scheduled for May 4th, but with the pickleball tournament, we also have a $25,000 match. The pickleball tournament is in the Kansas City area, but you can sponsor it from any location. So we have sponsors, a full court sponsorship for $1,000. We have a half court for $500. And we have DINK sponsorships, individual sponsorships at $100 a piece. Or if you just want to make a donation, you can do that as well. And all of that money will go towards the match. We're still looking for players. So if you're in the Kansas City area, or you're anywhere around, or you know somebody who's in the Kansas City area, please jump online. If you go to our website, you can figure out how to register from there. And we'd love to see you out there. All of the money goes to help the abused and trafficked women and children we serve. So we would appreciate all your support.
Yeah, and that $25,000 match is amazing.
It is. We're so grateful. We've been blessed with a couple matches over the last several years, but we still have a long way to go on this one, and we've got a month left. So if anybody feels God laying it on your heart, please make a donation, sponsor, show up to play. It all goes for that. So it'll do a lot of good.
And I think you told us last month, but remind us what you're using that match for.
The match will be, we've got the money to build the next pregnancy home, which we hope to start building at the beginning of June. But as soon as we build the pregnancy home, we have the money, but this money will go towards furnishing and equipping the whole home with the beds, the cribs, the toys, the stove, the refrigerator, everything that is needed in the home. And it'll help run it for the first, I believe, 6 months, which is important because we always want to have money in the bank to sustain it for 6 to 9 months, even up to a year before we launch a new home. That gives people time to get involved, to see what's going on, so that we can raise the money to keep it going as well. So that's what this money will go towards.
So if anybody feels a pull for pregnant teens and moms, this is a great opportunity to support that and know that you're providing for that. So thank you for sharing that.
And it's a big need down there. For those that have been, those girls are precious. They're absolutely amazing. And there's a great need for more beds for these kids.
Yeah. Yeah, because there aren't many homes in the country that
They're not. And so they end up either staying in the situation after they've been violated and end up pregnant. They end up having to stay in the situation, or they get placed in a government home, which they don't have programs designed for these kids. So, I mean, I keep thinking, because this has happened. Can you imagine being 10 years old, just giving birth to your dad's baby, and you're thrown into basically like a jail type situation? You have no idea what to do with the baby. You don't know how to change a diaper. You don't know how to breastfeed. You don't know how to do anything, and you're just kind of left on your own. And unfortunately, that's the situation that happens way too often.
Right. But at the project, that's not what happens. They have
So yeah,
grandparents and tias
house grandparents. We have nurse there. We have doctors there. They are able to give birth in a private hospital where they're safe and taken care of. They have good nutrition. Then as they grow, the baby gets early education. They can continue to study. So you're really impacting multiple generations at the same time.
and equipping them to care for their babies well.
Yes. Yes.
Wonderful. All right.
We've also, just so everybody knows, we are in the process of sending out your sponsorship mailing. So if you sponsor a child, you should be getting letters in the mail shortly. I will say that, and we just sent out our spring newsletter. If you didn't get the spring newsletter, or if you don't get your sponsorship mailing, please reach out to me at tiffany@jamesproject.org and let me know. We had a lot of newsletters come back to us with bad addresses. So I think we have a lot of wrong information in our system. So if you're not getting it, if you've moved, if you need to update your information, please just shoot me an email. Let me know what we need to change, and we'll make the change and get it back out to you once it's sent back to us. We've also, one of the things we're asking for prayer, or a couple things we're asking for prayer for, are the CNA approval. We're still waiting for approval from the government. Final approval. It's in God's hands, and we know He listens to the prayers of His people. So please continue to pray for favor for that, and pray for unity at the project. We also, during the month of April, we have a vision trip, and we have another one in September. For those of you who don't know what vision trips are short trips. They normally go from a Tuesday to a Friday. We fly in by noon on Tuesday. We're at the project that evening, and they're flying back on Friday. It's a quick trip. For those who don't know haven't visited the project, aren't familiar with it, but want to consider getting involved at a deeper level, whether through their investment, bringing teams. In April, we have a pastor going down with us, and we've had businessmen going down. We've had different groups going down. But if you are a pastor considering getting involved, or you haven't been in a while, you used to be involved and you want to see what's happening and consider getting involved again, please let us know. You can go with us in April or September. We'll have another one in January. Or if you're someone from the business world, or you're somebody who's retired and you want to consider going down and seeing what's happening for a short trip, just to make sure that we're using your money well, we're using God's resources well, we're caring for these kids, and we can share the vision of what God's laid on our hearts with you when you're there. Please reach out to me as well. And that again is Tiffany@jamesproject.org.
Okay. And those are also for people who are interested in investing in a heavier level too, if that's something they like, legacy giving, or something that
Absolutely.
they're interested in really pouring into, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And I think you have a construction project as well, right? Going on right now. That's almost.
Yes, our daycare and new preschool is under construction. It's looks great. They're doing such a good job, and we believe that will be finished at the end of this month, and all our kids will move over. Yeah, we're excited. We're excited to get them over there in this new space, where they can spread out more. If you've been down recently, we have a whole lot of little kids right now, and that space gets pretty tight. So we're excited to get them over in their new area.
That's great. And will you start immediately on redoing the daycare that's
We
currently
will.
for
We
offices,
will. And
staff?
putting in offices there.
Mhm.
And then we will, right after that, we'll start construction on the next pregnancy home.
So there's just going to be a construction crew there
There
for.
will for a little
Yeah.
while. Yes.
Good.
Yes. Something to pray about as well. We have wanted a piece of land for the redeemed women for a while. There is a piece of land on our road available right now, right down the road from us. We don't know much about it. We're in the starting stages of investigating and seeing what's there. But if you'll just pray with us that God's will is done, that if that piece of land is for us, that the door opens and that the money comes in. And if it's not, the door closes and he helps us find the best place for these women to be.
Hmm. And when you say for the redeemed women, what do you envision? Just if you can kind of summarize
We
it.
have, if for those of you who've come down and visited some of our single women, our widows, a lot of times what happens is these women are out in very rural areas, or they're, I say, squatting in somebody's house, maybe with permission, maybe without, but they're in a very vulnerable situation. And they really are, or could be within a moment's notice, homeless, a great number of them. So what we would love to do is buy a piece of land, put a wall around it so that they're safe, because a lot of these women don't have that security. There's one woman in town who has three beautiful, and I say in town, it's outside of town, it's pretty remote. She's got three beautiful kids. She's out there on her own. Anybody could come in at any time and do anything they wanted to
Mhm.
her and her children. Or if she went to work, I mean, it's just the
Mhm.
danger is there and the door is open to something that could happen. But if we put them behind an area, kind of like we have for the kids, obviously they could come and go like they wanted to, but it was in a secure place. And then we had little homes in there that they could stay in while they were becoming self-sustainable, while they were opening their business, while they were finding a job, while things were getting worked out, and they could then have their own place. But that way we know they'd be in a place where they were cared for, where their children were safe, and where they'd be out of danger.
Yeah.
So that's our hope, and our dream is kind of a widow's community, or a little village of hope.
Oh, that would be beautiful. Praying about that. Okay. Did we miss anything? Anything else?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
All right. Well,
I
we'll be praying about those things and look forward to hearing about whatever month is next. May.
May. Thank you so much, Kathy. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
All right. You too.